Newcastle Fans TV. I am joined by Eisha. It's nice to get you back, Eisha. What have you been up to?
I've been to Bali.
I've seen, yeah. What was that like?
It was amazing. The weather was so good. And I went for my birthday, so it was really good.
Happy birthday. I'll let everyone guess how old you are in the comments there. What does that mean?
I think this, if you stalk hard enough, it's pretty obvious. I've done a few posts and there are some obvious clues there.
Yeah. Links for all your socials are in the description, of course, if anyone wants to do some spying how old she is. We've got Eisha on. It's the big preview show, kind of mixed with Takeover / transfer talk, because obviously deadline day is approaching in a matter of under 48 hours now. And we're going to jump straight to the Takeover. And the latest update is that every media outlet is now starting to talk about that this Prince Mohammed bin Salman, have I got that right?
I think it's Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. But we can just refer to him as like the Prince of Saudi.
We'll take your word for it. Pete Graves had an update last night. Take a look at this.
Hello everybody, here's my video as promised. Apologies for the delay. Hopefully it helps. This is what I know about the takeover. This is the latest. If it helps, great. If it doesn't, you can give me some abuse. You'll do that anyway. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm used to it. Firstly, people asking me, does this consortium exist with Amanda Staveley? Is she really back with the Reuben brothers and this Saudi Arabian sovereign wealth fund? Yes. They have been in talks to buy Newcastle United. It's hugely exciting, I guess, if you want to take over and you're a Newcastle fan, because these guys have very deep pockets. They've been interested in the club for a year. They tried to buy Manchester United, made a huge bid for Manchester United. That was rejected, and then they were alerted to Newcastle United as a far cheaper option, but the potential there to grow them into a major European force, and that's what got them interested in the first place. Amanda Staveley, as we know, had a failed bid for the club last time out. She didn't have the Saudi Arabian sovereign wealth fund behind her that time, told that any chance of her not getting to the asking price this time, well, it's not going to happen. She's able, with this group, now to get to the full £340 million. Remember the Bin Zayed group from Dubai? They couldn't buy the club because they were asked to put down a significant deposit. They weren't able to do that, so it all fell flat. I'm told that this group have no issue paying any deposit, and they'll in fact pay the full £340 million, no problems whatsoever. We're told that Mike Ashley does want to sell the club significantly. He's got his lawyers still working on it all the time. We're told that these guys are ready to buy the club, but of course the leaks came out of the weekend. Told that all parties were upset about that. Nobody wanted it to come out, but hey, it did. It was in the Wall Street Journal, and we are here, back here, where we have been before. So what do we do next? Well, the answer is we all have to wait, I'm afraid, and be patient. The next few hours and days are absolutely critical. As soon as any breakthrough, either way, whether it falls flat on his face or whether it goes through, it will be on Sky Sports News.
Right then, Eisha. Pete Graves has just said there that he thinks that they're genuine, they've gotten the money. There's a lot of other people now saying it as well, respectable sources such as The Guardian, The Telegraph, The Athletic. What's your thoughts on the takeover? Do you think it will happen?
I think it will happen. I think it's interesting that we're getting updates sort of every 5-10 minutes, and over the past 24 hours, those sort of updates have really intensified. So I thought before we do this video, we would have some solid news to sort of discuss, but although it's up in the air, I don't actually have any doubts that it will materialise. I think there's so many people involved. I think the consortium that are led by the Crown Prince are like those Reuben brothers. They're millionaires or billionaires. So I think I don't have any doubts that it will go through. But a couple of things, like the most important update that I was reading was just about the potential for the Premier League to block the deal, just because they need to do a ownership and directors test before any like new owner is assigned to a team. And after I'm not sure, just in case the viewers aren't aware, there's a legal action being taken out by the Premier League for illegal streaming in Saudi Arabia. Now, the streaming platform that have been streaming Premier League games are actually using the government broadcasts in order to do so. So when the Premier League went ahead to try and take legal action against the website, the Saudi government sort of didn't support them, and because of that, there's a possibility that the Premier League won't accept the new ownership, which I think is a huge factor in all of this, and I'm still trying to follow updates on that, but that was the only thing that sort of made me think, okay, maybe it can't go ahead, because I certainly know that the money isn't an issue here, like it has been in the past. It's been a matter of like, will Mike Ashley accept this? Will he accept that? Money isn't an issue here. So my only concern would be that. And obviously there are loads of rumours flying around like Rafa will be back and this and that. And it's like, okay, let's just not get ahead of ourselves.
I think also human rights as well. There's a lot of accusations thrown at the Prince as well. But money talks. I think the Premier League, if it has a wealthy owner coming in, I think there'll probably be a few workarounds, shall we say. So we'll keep you updated with the takeover. Of course, keep an eye on all the socials as well. And transfer business as well, Eisha, is that we're coming within 24 to 48 hours by the time we publish this video, is that Danny Rose is really, really strongly linked, and it's a position that we massively need strengthened. Obviously, with Jetro Williams now out for the season and returning to his parent club. He's a local, well, I say local, he's Leeds, which is just over an hour drive from here. Not involved in Spurs' last couple of games. The Chronicle reported yesterday that he wasn't involved in training, and Sky is saying we're the front runners. That's a massive coup if we get him, isn't it?
And I was reading a really interesting article today that compared Danny Rose's stats with Matt Ritchie's, and actually there's not a lot of difference, although Matt Ritchie's position would be in jeopardy if Danny Rose was seriously considered, and obviously Spurs have been looking to sell him for a really long time, without any success. But at the minute, I do think, because we're so close to deadline day, because the likes of like Bournemouth and Watford, they're showing interest for Danny Rose as well. If anything, that'll speed up the process. And Bruce has made no secret of the fact he's really fond of Danny Rose as a player, and he really thinks that he'd be a great addition to the team. My initial concern was, would we be able to afford his high wage? But with a bit of a loophole with a loan signing, which will sort of be a trial run for him perhaps, because in the summer we'd be able to reconsider, do we want to purchase him for good? That is doable, and if that's feasible and it goes ahead, I'll be happy with it. Yeah,
everybody will, because he obviously wants to get in the Euro squad. You want to be north again. It's not far from his hometown, and it gives again, Bruce gives him options because he can play Richie further upfield as well. So it'll be hell of a signing. We'll keep you posted on that. So let us know, everyone, in the comments about Danny Rose. And let's get on to this weekend's game, Norwich. Before we talk about Norwich Total Football, which is a Norwich City fan-led channel, had Sam on their channel. Sam popped on and they've sent us a few clips regarding the game. Let's take a look.
You're playing bottom of the league at home.
Mm-hmm.
You expect, like any team playing bottom of the league at home, you expect to get 3 points. However, I do have some concerns going into this game. It wouldn't surprise me to see Norwich take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think we need to vastly improve our levels of performance going into this game, because if we turn up and play like we have in the last few games, I would give Norwich every hope. And to be fair, if I was a Norwich fan, I'd be going into this game thinking Newcastle 14th in the league. If we've got designs of staying up, then we need to be looking to take something from games like this.
If you could pick one player from the Norwich team, bar Pookie and Campbell, and I'll say Aaron's just because they're sort of the three household names, who would you pick? That's if you know anyone else.
Yes, yeah. Well, obviously you got Tim Krul and Grant Hanley, who used to play for us. Well.
Oh yeah, certainly, yeah.
Stiepermann, he looks a solid option in the middle of the park. He's one to keep an eye on, I think. But yeah, obviously Grant Hanley from corners might be a threat, because he bagged a goal for us in the Championship from a corner. But
scored on Saturday from a corner.
Exactly. There you go. So yeah, and obviously Krul's a fantastic shot stopper. He should have a pretty warm reception on Saturday, because I still think he's quite highly thought of in Newcastle.
So thank you very much for Total Football for sending that over. Just speaking of Norwich, obviously Tim Krul might have his first chance to play, I believe, at St James's Park. I know he's on the bench the last time he came up. That'll be great for him. I think he'll get a great reception. Correct me if I am wrong. But are Norwich doomed, Eisha? Are they going down? I know they're playing nice football, but is it too much of a struggle to catch up?
At this point in the season, I think yes. That's me being pessimistic. The only reason I say that, two things. firstly, they haven't won away from home in the last 5 Premier League games, and with the likes of Pookie, even Todd Cantwell, like, if they're not able to sort of, convict and get
They need
goals
more,
and
more,
get the
don't
points
they?
they need, then there's no hope, because they have great players. I just think it's too late for them, unfortunately. So they might have regained a bit of confidence in their FA Cup game. They beat Burnley.
As long as they don't beat us, we'll be happy with that. We're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to try and combine a Norwich and a Newcastle 11. Obviously, we do this on the big preview all the time. I don't know what Eisha's gone for. Eisha doesn't know what I've gone for. We've tried to go basic, good old English 4-4-2. So that might mean one Newcastle striker might get in there. They're not very good at the minute. But it's pretty obvious. Surely you're going for the goalkeeper Newcastle side?
Yeah, of course. Oh my god. Oh, we're starting with the goalkeeper. Yeah, Dubravka is my...
Yeah, that's what I've got.
No questions asked.
Yeah, that's pretty easy, that one. Who have you gone right back?
Okay, so... Max Aarons, who have you got?
Max Aarons as well, yeah. Rolando's cousin.
England's international. So he might be making a huge move to Spurs, and rightly so. He's made a huge impact with Norwich this season. Unfortunately, if they do get relegated, he'll be part of it. But if he does move to Spurs, it's really exciting for a young, English lad to stay within the Premier League. He deserves to. He's a really exciting player.
Obviously, our right backs have had a little bit of up and down this season, but Lazaro might be the answer. Who knows? We'll have to wait on that. So yeah, we're in agreement so far. I'll let you pick the first centre back, and I'll have the second one.
Alright, so I went for Lascelles. Who did you go for?
I went for, of course, you know who I'm going to go for here, how Eisha? That elegant, beautiful man. You just know I'm going for him. So I've went for Fabian Schär and Jamal Lascelles.
Oh, you can't choose both. Oh, what, both? Oh,
so you pick Lascelles, I'll pick Fabian Schär. Who was out of curiosity, who was the other centre back?
Oh, Grant Hanley, former Magpie.
Oh, he's not better than Fabian Schär, how are we? Come on.
To be fair, I wanted to mix it up a bit because I went for Matt Ritchie and I just thought, okay, let me just keep it equal. Let me not be too biased with the Newcastle players.
Well, we've been a bit sneaky here, going left back. You've gone for Matt Ritchie?
Yeah, I know, mixing it up a bit. So,
I have as well.
For Matt Ritchie, did you know he averages 6 crosses per game? The fact that Danny Rose might be coming in and that's a direct rival for him in terms of that role, I think that will affect his performance in a good way. Sort of when your role's up for grabs and you need to prove yourself and sort of solidify that spot within the squad, I think that could be a good thing for him. And with an average of 6 crosses per game, he needs to be in my squad.
I kind of disagree on it. I've got Matt Ritchie. We've been a bit sneaky because it's not really a left wing back, but it's left back. But yeah, we'll convert him. Right, so we're going all right so far. Who have you got on the right side of midfield? Who's your right winger? See, I've gone for ASM, so I don't know if you put him over on the left.
The key point for him is that he has been out for 5 weeks for me, and although I believe in him, and of course I've always shown my support for him, I love him as a player, I don't think it will be a case of a couple of games and he gets going. I think it takes a bit longer than that, unfortunately, and we can't be over-reliant on him. Saying that, he does make it into my squad, but I am being cautious in terms of his form, just because he sort of needs to get back up to that live spark he was at the start of the season.
So we've both gone ASM. We'll just sub him off after an hour. We'll be fine, man. We'll be fine. You'll pull his hamstring. Who have you gone? I'll let you have the first centre midfielder.
Okay, I went for Todd Cantwell.
Same. I think for me, he's an up-and-coming young lad, well-grounded, potential English international in the future. He's proven himself in the big time for the first time. He's got a lot of goals from midfield, so that's the reason why I went for him.
6 goals he's got. And he's just so dynamic in the midfield. He's a fantastic player. And like you said, it's really exciting for an English lad. And I heard he might be moving to Man United in the summer, so that's good for him. I
wouldn't surprise him if he moves on to a bigger side. No disrespect to Norwich. I've gone for Isaac Hayden alongside him because we need someone to pick up the scraps, do the dirty work. And I've gone for Isaac Hayden because over the last 12 months, I feel he's our best midfielder.
Me too.
Happy days.
God. Great minds think alike.
Hey, we're doing all right. We have no disagreements, yeah. We're doing fantastic.
Great. Anyway,
Who's over on the left-hand side for you?
Okay, so I went for Buendia. Who did you go for?
I went for Almiron over on the left.
Okay. So, I wrote down Almiron. The thing is, for Almiron, although, so I'm really impressed with his form since his first goal. And I like how Steve Bruce has sort of stood by him, defended him, and believed in him, because for a player like Almiron, perhaps that's all he sort of needed. He needed to sort out his own stuff. He needed to get on the score sheet. He did, and he's proving all his critics wrong, and he is giving it a go. But saying that, Buendia has had a fantastic season. He's made such a huge impact. He just doesn't look like he's part of a newly promoted side.
I think you've got to put Pukki in there. You've got to. If you
100%.
compare, he's got what, 7, 8, 9 goals, and then you compare him to all of our strikers combined.
Well, he's got 11 goals, and all his chances and most that crucial chances created and assists did come from Buendia. So I thought that sort of partnership you can't leave out of the squad. Them two together, Pukki, no question about it. He had to.
Tormented with early on the season when he bagged that hat-trick. That was a horrible day down Norwich.
Yeah, so that was in August, wasn't it? So it was a hat-trick, and I'm hoping not for a repeat this weekend, but he was rested for the Burnley game in order to prepare for this hour fixture. That's not a good thing, but he's an explosive player, and he makes...
I think it's obvious, yeah, Pukki, isn't it? And he's going to go to Finland with the Euros as well, the first time in a long time Finland have qualified for a major tournament. So, and then the striker, say I try to play my strikers in a striking position, but you're going to probably convince me now. I couldn't go for Joe Litton because he's only got 2 all season, and he's suffered a lot of flack. I went for actually Andy Carroll, because I think Andy Carroll has a bit more impact than what Joe Litton does in a game. I know Joe Litton's slowly got better the last 2 or 3 weeks, but Carroll obviously not being fit is a problem.
The thing is, firstly, I wasn't impressed with what I saw in the Everton game from Joe Linton. I think it was another poor performance. I think in the Oxford game, he really showed a lot of fight. And I'm not talking about physically with the stitches and the bandages and everything. Like, that aside, he really did give it his all. And 2 offside goals. The second one, it was a great finish. It's not good enough, but I think it's a case of until we're able to get a striker, we might not even get a striker when the January transfer window ends. It's a case of we have no choice. We have to just sort of put our faith in him. Andy Carroll, we knew what to expect when he came back. We knew that he wouldn't be playing every game. He wouldn't be getting 90 minutes on. And I think he hasn't played... When did he last play? He came on as a sub for the Rochdale replay. I don't know. I just don't know if he can provide the impact that we need from him. Definitely not for 90 minutes, that's for sure. That's why I went for Joe Linton.
Poor Miguel Miron, what's he got to do to get on this side? Poor lad. Poor lad. Right. Anyways, that is the combined 11. You can throw your hate at Eisha for that. I'm not getting stick with that. Right, we're going to move on to Newcastle and Eisha. Let's talk about us. Of course, Shelby got 5 goals and thought, you know what, this could be the season where he gets double figures. He's now been ruled out for a full month, which is disappointing. Sean Longstaff's form isn't great. He's not the same player when he burst onto the scene. But on the flip side, you do have Nabil Bentaleb, who showed glimpses in Oxford. Are you worried, or do you think, wait a minute, we've got I wouldn't say a seasonal international because he hasn't played much, but you've got a reputable player there who can come in and fill in those 2 voids?
With Shelby, I think Steve Bruce is really getting the best out of him, and I'm really happy to see that, because we've had inconsistent displays from Shelby. It's been distressing to watch, really, because he probably still has it in him, at his age as well, for someone to keep their faith in them, how Bruce has kept his faith in Shelby. And now we can see the best out of him. I think it's really good to see. And I did see an interview, Bruce was asked about it. Someone said sort of how did you turn around Shelby into, how did he get into his great form under your management? And he simply said, I just reminded him he's a good player. And sometimes that arm around the shoulder is all you need. Like, similar to what I was saying about the Almiron situation. So it's a shame that Shelby now, at this point in the season, he's going to be out for at least a month, isn't he? Bentaleb, you could see he was a tidy player just in sort of what we saw in the Oxford game. I'm interested to see more, and I think he can bring the creativity we need. That being said, I'll go back to, my initial view. Like, we need strikers. We have Carroll, we have Mutu, we have Gale. So like I said, Carroll, like we know not to expect from a striker. It's not a consistent, go-to option really for us, is it, in terms of fitness. Mutu, he's unproven in the Premier League, firstly. Gale, to come back from such a big injury, it's going to take time for him to get going. So it's unlikely we will be able to, get the creative striker we need. But at the moment, Lazaro, Bentaleb, they're only good things. It's only a good thing that we've been able to make those signings. And I think, I'm excited to see what Bentaleb can bring us. I am.
I think just touching dead quickly on there, we might have a striker come in and on loan. We don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, you mentioned obviously you're excited to see Bentaleb. Obviously Lazaro's expected to make his debut this weekend. You never know, Bruce might chuck him in and start him. Do you know much about him? Because he seems to be very, he's moved around a lot. He's only a young lad, he's going to turn 23, 24 in a couple of months. He speaks great English. That's what surprised me. His English is spot on, So does he now need to cement a place in one league and go and produce? Because we don't know what we're going to get here. It could be another Chris Natsu, or it could be another, Saint-Maximin. We don't know. Are you excited about the prospect of seeing him?
I am, and I think because the left wing back position is sort of up for grabs. No Dummett, there's no Willems, and he can play that role. And Bruce has highlighted that in his interviews. So that's an exciting prospect to have a player that can sort of adapt. And we need someone in that role. I think what's really interesting is that his agent was there for the Chelsea game, and I think it's nice that he sort of recognised, wow, this is a huge club. I want Lazaro part of this. And obviously, Lazaro's been really excited to be part of the club. I think he can add to us in attacking areas of the field. And I think he's a natural winger. So for us, he fits the bill. And I'm excited to see more of him. I think it's nice that his agent was there for that game, that Chelsea game, because you really sort of capture the essence of what Newcastle is all about, especially at St James's Park.
Yeah, we all want him to do well and flourish, don't we? We'll have to see how that one goes. And, the right wing back's an issue. Might go there, and as you've touched upon, he can fill in over the other flank and also play further up if needs be in an Almiron or an ASM role as well. So it gives Bruce a lot more options. We've been playing poor, I feel, for quite some time, despite grinding out a lot of results. The Chelsea win was fantastic, but it was horrible to watch. Everton was even worse. I mean, the scenes in the last 2 minutes were brilliant, but don't get me wrong. But we're playing against the bottom side. We cannot sit back, surely, against, no disrespect to Norwich. We're at home, it'll be a full house. Surely we've got to go and dominate the game, but more importantly, I think we need to convert those chances, haven't we?
Like I was saying about Joelinton and his performance in Oxford, he was creating chances. Offside goals are never a good thing, but it does sort of show, he knows where the back of the net is and he is able to do it. And going back to what I said about Lascelles and the wake-up call that we needed, this is it. Because, yes, we've been able to bag points, but can we sit here as Newcastle fans and be happy with the performances that were churned out? No. Chelsea, we winged it. It's fantastic. Everton, what a comeback. Lejeune was hurt in the process, which is really not a good thing at this point in the season, but we still managed an unlikely point. Were we 100%, content with the performances put out? No, we weren't. We are cursed with injuries right now, and there are players who will be coming back. If Lascelles is really able to sort of spread the message of the wake-up call leading up to Saturday, amongst all of this crazy takeover talk, transfers, the psychological effects on the players as well, it doesn't help. Oh, are we being taken over? Who's coming in? Who's injured? And it's not an easy time of year. It's been a really busy period. The squad is exhausted, and Joelinton included, and I know I included him in my my starting 11, so I am going to, back him up. But he is exhausted. There's been many games. There's been no other go-to striker for us. And Bruce even said, I think it was for the Everton game, he said 50 minutes in he was shattered.
I want to come out of St James's Park and just say, God, we played well today. We played well. I haven't said it all season. We've been playing, yes, the Rochdale one where we won 4-1, which is great, but it's very rare that we've said that we played West Ham when you were with us. Probably another game that you say, yeah, we've done well there, we played well. But I want to come out of St James's Park and feel, oh God, we deserved that today. We were brilliant. But let's move on to score predictions. Let's wrap up. I'm going to say that we're going to win because I'm going to be optimistic. I think we will concede, but I think we'll have enough. And I think with all the excitement of two new players, ESM, Almiron, I'm going to say we'll win 2-1. What are you going to say?
2-1. I say 1-0. I don't think we're going to concede.
I want some goals. I want to see shots peppered. I want to see crunching tackles. I want to see corners, free kicks. I want to see the works. But we'll not get that. I know that. You're probably all right. It'll probably be one goal. Either way, that'll probably win it. So you're going to say we're going to win Norwich 1-0. Happy days.
Yeah, St James's Park, come on. I really don't think they'll get through our defence. And I think, they're coming into this with a bit of confidence, winning against Burnley in the FA Cup. But this is St James's Park. And their old captain is returning to it. He even said that in his pre-match interview. He knows what he's in for, and I don't think they can handle the St James's Park atmosphere. I think we're coming away with the win. We won't let them concede, and this will be the push we need in order to prepare for the replay, which is also massively important, and that will be at the back of their minds too, bearing in mind they were foreseeing a bit of a break. They're not getting a break now. The replay's there. Everyone needs to back it up, make use of the creativity the new players can bring, and get 3 points. We can do it.
We can do it, and don't remind me of Oxford because that's a torture drive for me. But that is it. Thank you very much. It is a huge preview. Obviously, we try to cram in as much as possible. Obviously, thanks to get Eisha back on. It's nice to see your lovely face once again. Let us know in the comments of everything that we've chatted about today, about the combined 11, the transfers, the takeover, score predictions. Get it in, and we'll see you for the game on Saturday. Ta-da, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see when your stars have burnt out.